better, because we have a so-called problem tiger at the moment. We're currently gathering reports about the severity of the situation and cross-referencing our monitoring data with any footage from the camera traps. But we also need an expert tracker on the ground to help us locate that tiger and find out the reason for its unusual behavior.
Well, I'm back again playing this game. New map, and it does look good. I've also bought the dog. God knows why, because I hate it already. I might grow to like it. It might be a good addition. I haven't got a clue. But, you know, I had a bit of money. There was a sale on. There was last day of the sale, and I managed to get this. Everything else has gone back up. I was going to get the rest of the maps.
Hunting is illegal here, except in the hunting reserves. There's only one other in the whole country, called Sundarpatan. Sundarpatan is the more recent of the two. When they established this reserve, the government's goal was not only to develop hunting tourism, but also to fund our wildlife conservation strategy, with a special focus on threatened species. You must have heard of the mysterious snow leopard and the Bengal tiger, but we also monitor a lot of others, vulnerable or not. Wild yak, Barasingha, Tibetan fox. Thanks to our efforts in the last 20 years, tiger populations are recovering rather well. But the flip side is, there are also more and more human-wildlife conflicts. The reserve would be too large for only one warden, so we have a small team. Each of us is in charge of the region they live in and know best. Bahad, in my case. It's not the first time we've had a temporary contractor coming from abroad to work with us. Usually they're experts in a particular field. But you seem to be special. It's not just your track record as an ethical hunter, which is of course required here as well, but also for your hard skills in tracking, spotting, and harvesting. We call that region Terai, or the Southern Plains. It's very different from the rest of Nepal. It's a tropical climate, with swamps and grasslands, similar to parts of northern India. Most people in Terai have a farm or livestock, but it can be tough to make a decent living there. Before we send you into tiger territory, can I ask you to make one ethical kill and harvest? Check the details on your hunter mate. We carefully screen all contractors to check both their hunting skill level and their ethics. I'm sure you understand why we want to make sure you can choose the right specimen and land an ethical shot. In Buddhism, all living beings are seen as equal. It's a principle that commands to not harm or kill without purpose. It doesn't mean that you can never hunt or kill, but you should never cause any unnecessary suffering. That's why even foreign tourists get a limited number of hunting tickets and a designated hunting block when they come here. You know, some of these animals have lived in Terai much longer than humans. For example, the tiger. So they are a valuable part of this world, just like us. A very clean harvest. Well done. I can see why our counterparts in other reserves were always so positive about you. I can tell that you really are an expert tracker as well. It can be difficult to track specimens in that wet climate, even for Terai people. By the way, did you enjoy the celery? You've only just arrived, but you can probably guess how crucial food is in our culture. Now you and I can dig into that problem tiger together. You see, usually, the tigers and the humans' territories don't overlap. Both are wary of each other and keep their distance. But one of them is making the people in the Terai very nervous. She's been sighted a bit too close to settlements several times in the last couple of days. A really unique one too. A pseudo-melanistic tigress, if you can believe that. First time such a specimen is naturally born in at least 50 years. So we need to get to the bottom of this before any accidents happen. Let's start with the area where Tara was sighted last. Soon you'll meet another of the reserve's conservation officers. His name is Birendra. He and I have been working together for almost 10 years now, ever since I started working here. It took a while, but now I think we're friends. He's lived in the Terai his whole life, so he remembers the time before this region became part of the hunting reserve. Birendradai and I are actually from two different ethnic groups. Traditionally, we don't have the same culture and don't even speak the same language. For centuries, it was very hard to access certain hills and valleys. It's still the case nowadays, to be honest. That's why our country has an incredible cultural diversity. I think over 100 different cultures and just as many languages. Good thing that most people speak Nepali, our official language. I'm Gurung, and my people mostly live in various parts of the hilly region. Some of us are Buddhists, like me, and others are Hindu. Take Birendadai on the other hand. He's Tharu, a group of indigenous cultures that have lived in the southern plains for centuries. They're usually Hindu. Got it, thanks. That is where our tigress, Tara, was last sighted. It's important we try to find patterns in her roaming. Try to spot any recent bug marks and track them. Be on your guard, of course. You're on their turf now, not ours. I've been trying to call Birendadai since he was supposed to help you with the tiger and it's his area. But I guess he's on Nepali time. He's a good man. Don't count on him to show emotion. And get ready for some serious grumbling. But I've seen how he is with the teenager that helps him on the farm. So I know there's a heart behind that frown. That poor kid, Manish. His family's had it rough money-wise, so now he sees Birendadai like his grandfather, I guess.